Okay, so today I wanted to make a very short discussion or a session. Basically, after meeting, after talking so much and personally meeting Aryu and Ashutosh and Shreyas, and also with Naveen and Sachin, in this year I have met five people. I mean, Shreyas stays near my home, but other than Shreyas, others are outside. So, having met all of them, I understood where are the problems and what we all need to do and how we can evaluate. And also, after talking to Anusha yesterday, along with Aryu, and again with yesterday with Vishal and yeah, he was there. Shreyas was there, and
Sachin.
yeah, Sachin from UK, and also discussion with Alankar. So I have had lot of discussions. I thought that we need to have a good framework where we can say what we are doing. So what I came up with is that we can have 7 days, that is every day, spread out into 9 weeks, trying to take one object, only one object for that entire 9 weeks. If we select an object and that is the object, we are not supposed to change the object. For whatever reason, we are not supposed to change. So we establish a karmasthana. Now, this karmasthana, each individual can have their own karmasthana, but preferred is that what easy, accessible thing is. So, breath is neutral, it doesn't have anything, and it just touches. So, every six senses, there is a touch, that is a phassa. So, we need to see just the touch. Now, there are certain challenges which are going to come, or the obstacles. So the five hindrances, apart from that, the sila might not got established, so we are not able to do it. Or worst thing is that when I try doing it, the energy is like what Alankar faces is that there is so much of distraction, so much of you know he's not able to sit. So then what else can be done would become a question. Like when I was talking to Vishal, he has a different problem. When I was talking to Sachin Bahade, uh, he has a different kind of problem. So each one of us are in a way suffering. So like rightly pointed out by Anusha that there is suffering and there is end of suffering. There are only two things. There's nothing in between. So if we are able to understand there is suffering, that means getting into some state of mind itself is suffering. That's the biggest suffering actually. I want to get into eight jhana is itself a suffering because I'm not in that, so I want to be in that, which is the cause of the suffering, or rather, the attachment to it or the expectation to it is the cause of the suffering. Irrespective of that, what I feel is that we need to have this one single object, whichever it is. And my recommendation is for the 9 weeks, we can look at the breath. And when we're doing meditation, let's say every day we have one day for sutta, another day for meditation, one day for sutta, another day for meditation. So if we were to do for all the 7 days, let's say we are able to meet up even on Saturday and Sunday at 8:30, then to that extent we can create the sati. Okay. So the objective of watching the breath or watching anything like five aggregates or the dhatus or the ayatana or whatever it is to establish the sati. One of the foremost thing which is not established is the sati. So, so the main thing I need to actually do is to establish sati. I need to check whether my sati is established or not. So one of the best practice is that I sit for 1 hour in the meditation or watching the breath. It doesn't matter. I shouldn't be questioning. I shouldn't get a doubt, or I shouldn't Look, I should be looking at the other four hindrances as well. Say, for example, I'm watching the breath and suddenly I feel an urge of eating. So that is a kamachanda. Okay, because I should have eaten before I landed here. So now the question comes, what should I do? Should I go there or should I do something? Now you will not be able to sit and meditate anyway. So you better stop that activity, finish what needs to be done. So you want to eat and drink and whatever it is, and that is a nivarna. So now what you need to do is, if that nivarna is there, we need to have two strategies. One strategy is marunanasati. That is, if we were to die without having in breath and out breath, what is going to happen? Then you look at the importance of the breath. And the second one is that the I have not brought in the particular manasikara, meaning this filthy body always has these kind of problems. It will either be hungry or thirsty, or it will have irritation, or it has some pain here and there and all that. So I need to endure that. So I need to have kanti. Kanti means patience, forbearance. So we need to have that kind of thing developed. Let's say that itself is not there. Then what can do is, in whatever I'm doing, let's say I'm drinking water, just observe the drinking portion of the water. Don't get carried away by the water. Now, if I am eating, just look at the touch of the tongue where the food is touching. So don't be unmindful. That means when I go to the kitchen, I need to have the sati. But now the question comes, my sati itself is not established. So then I have to get into sila. So my first starting point should be sila, irrespective of whatever I'm doing, because it is breaking. I'm not in sati. So when I'm not in sati, it is a very clear indication that my sila is broken. Okay. So this is how I can really check whether I am progressing or I'm not progressing. There's nothing called regression, but there is no progression, meaning there is nothing to progress. I can check and take action accordingly. What if there is a person has come to the door and he is ringing the bell? What should I do? Well, stop the breath meditation, watch your walking, watch your opening the door, watch that person, and be mindful about that person. Mindful means what? What is mindful? Mindful that it's an object. So make that person as your meditation object. Now you look at what is going to happen to your body when you meet and what is going to happen in the mind. Whether the raga is getting generated or dvesha is getting generated or moha is getting generated. So you are going from kayanupassana into the chittanupassana by that interaction. Now I meet and I greet and there is a handshake or whatever it is. So am I mindful of that touch? So it need not be that I need to sit and meditate. I can use this in every event I am doing. So the sati, when developed, will help you to do all of this. So you know that you are not able to do it, which means again the sila is the problem, because the samadhi is not getting established. So something over there is not established, and hence the sati is not there. So the five indriyas are not working because I don't have sati. So the first thing I need to have is sati patthana. For that I need sila. So the 37 factors of awakening, the first thing is satipatthana, then it is sammapadhana, meaning doing what should be done and removing those things which are becoming an obstacle to it. Then iddhipada. Iddhi is achievement, or what should be achieved, what should be focused upon. So iddhipada, four iddhipadas are there, and then five indriya, five bala, then Sapta Bhujanga, and Arya Attangika Magga. So this 37 factors I need to practice. That helps me in developing Vijja and Charana. So I'll have Charana Dhamma and Vijja. So the Sati, the Sila, the Indriya Samvara, then Bhojana Matyanutta, Saddha, Virya, all that will get developed because I have developed Sila. Without Sila, if I just want to sit in a meditation, it's not going to happen. I can sit because I can create a condition, necessary condition, lock this door, do the five precept, ensure that nobody talks to me, nobody comes inside, and I'm not looking at anyone. In that conditioned environment, it works. But when I am outside the environment, it doesn't work because my sati is not there, because sila is not there. So in this 63 days, what we are trying to come up with, 7 into 9. Why 7? 7 is the most auspicious number. Also, there is 9. We can do one discussion on why 7 and 9 and all that sometime later after we get into a particular state. Right now, it is immaterial to know why there are 7 days, why there are seven in everything. In spirituality, there is a major mention of seven. So why seven and why nine? So let's not worry about it right now. There is an answer to it, and it's a logical answer, but let's not go there yet. We'll keep it to a moon cycle or a menstrual cycle of 7 into 4, 28. So if something should mature, it will mature in 28 days. So let's keep that, if not knowing the entire science behind it. But the menstrual cycle is, or the moon cycle is 28 days cycle, or even 15 days, 15 days is a cycle. So it becomes 30 days. It will not go beyond it. So the Uposatta day, two Uposattas, what we are going to get, that is a full moon and new moon, we will mimic as an Arahat would have done on that day only, because we are lay followers. Only on that day we will just copy, we will mimic, or we will try to do what an Arhat would have done. And all of those actions will help us to enter into Brahma Vihara. Right? So by 63 days of practice, we should have experience of Brahma Vihara, which is the Metta Karuna Mudita Upekha, and how, if you were to expire on that day, where you would land. Meaning, if the body breaks on that day, where you would get established. So this is the whole practice, what we will be doing. So I will be taking out those suttas from tomorrow, which will aid in this. Let's say we go into Salayatana Vibhanga Sutta. That helps in understanding Salayatana, and for our practice on meditation the next day. So whatever we discussed today in the Dhamma as a sutta, we will take that for practicing the Sila, Samadhi, Panya in that 1 hour. Right? So we will establish and we'll see what changes we are going to get. And like Anusha rightly pointed out, that we can share our experience. In that way, it helps each other. Meaning, I know what the other person is doing, you will come to know what I am doing, others will know what others are doing. So in that way, since we are a sangha, it helps in understanding each other, helping each other out. And Alankar, the problems what you are facing, you can bring it up and we can see how to address them. So as we proceed. So Ashutosh, same thing for you. Whatever you have, you can bring it up and we can do it. Any questions so far on this, or any suggestions you would like to come up with? Okay, one another thing is that it also depends on our living styles, living condition, and also the food what we are taking, all that. So for 63 days, we need to be mindful of what we are eating. If we eat heavily, then it doesn't aid in meditation. If you are eating too lightly, also will not aid in meditation. It should be sufficient enough for the stomach to feel that, I am full. Okay. In that way, the digestion will be good. Another is that, should I only do sitting meditation? No. You can do standing meditation, you can do walking meditation, you can do in whatever posture. Now the question comes, what is that we are going to meditate upon? So there are two aspects to it. One is samatha and another one is vipassana. What is samatha? Samatha is termed as tranquility, but it is sama atho samatha. Sama means equal, making the mind equanimous without distraction. Atho is the way of putting it into a place where it occupies a place. It stays there. It doesn't get deflected or going into somewhere else. So the objective of samatha is to ensure that the mind is calm, tranquilized, stable, and malleable enough to ponder on any dhamma. Dhamma means here the object. Dhamma is object. Dhamma is teachings. Okay. So first is the teaching. For that, the mind should be tranquil. And second one is dhamma, which is the object. So to understand the object, the mind should be tranquil. So the breath meditation, if I were to take, is a bridge between the body, because all that happens in the chitta appears in the body. And all that happens on the body will not appear in the chitta. So it's a conduit, or it's a bridge between the mind, that is chitta, and the kaya, which is the body. Again, I repeat, all the thoughts, emotions, feelings, perception which comes will appear on the body. So if there is an undistractedness of the chitta, the body becomes equally undistracted, equally unmalleable, equally irritated, or whatever. So you will find more pains in the body when the mind is also painful. First clause. If the mind is peaceful, it does not mean that the body will become peaceful, but the pain of the body is not felt by the mind. Also, if the body is impleasurable, the mind can make it neutral. But if the mind is neutral, it need not be neutral in the body. You might have a painful sensations in the body other than what is there in the chitta. Let's say I have exercised a lot and there is a pain in my body, but mind is feeling very happy, but the body is paining. So you can see that whatever happens in the body does not happen in the chitta, but whatever happens in the chitta happens in the kaya. So when we do a kaya anupassana, we are looking at the exact kaya. What is this collection? So there are 6 types you can basically take as per Satipatthana. You can take the breath, you can take the posture, you can take the sampajanya, you can take the dhatu, you can take particular manasikara, you can take the charnel ground meditation. All of that will give the same experience. And hence in the end, he says the same thing. Iti ajjatam va kaye kayanupassi viharati, bahidda va kaye kayanupassi viharati, ajjatta bahidda va kaye kayanupassi viharati, atti kayoti va panasasati pachupattita hoti, yavad eva jnanamatta. It's only for yavad eva, only for jnanamattaya, for the knowledge. Patisati mattaya, patisati, for bonding with sati. Anisito cha viharati, anisarana. Anisita is not established. Nisita is to get established. Anisita is not getting established. Anisitocha viharati. He stays without getting attached, without getting established. Nachakinchi loke upadiyati. So he doesn't create any loka that I am doing this, I am doing that, I am seeing, I am hearing, I am tasting, touching, like that. Nachakincha loke upadiyati evam eva bhikkhu kaye kayanupassi viharati. So in all the six, this paragraph is there. So with this practice, what are we trying to do is either we can take the breath, most easiest. The next one, like in the case of Alankar, he is not able to do that. He can take this second one. The second one is nothing but the four posture. Observing. Like you would observe the breath, you are observing the posture. Third one is sampajanya. This will work only when the indriya samvaras have happened. Otherwise, it will not work. Then the fourth one is patikulya manasikara pabba. So when the mind is filled with sensuality, I can use the particular manasikara pabba. Then the next one is dhatu. And the last one is charnel ground meditation. Either one of these will give us the same fruit. Okay. So since we can't do charnel ground meditation while doing a formal meditation, we can't really get into the dhatu as a dhatu. We can, but it might become difficult. Then we can't do particular manasikara pabba as good as cutting the body and watching it. And sampajanya requires indriya samvara. And then the iriya pabba can be used. And the anapanasati can be used. So we will do this. Tomorrow we will do the meditation. Day after tomorrow we will do a sutta. Again we will do meditation and again the sutta, like that. So we will do something like this. Are you okay with this format and with this way of observation for the whole day? Whatever activity you are doing, you can be observant of that. Yes, Ashutosh.
Yes, sir, I'm okay with this. I think we should do it.
Okay. Yeah, Anusha, thanks. You are okay. So, whatever activity you are doing, so the question comes, I'm watching the breath, like what Aryu was asking yesterday. I'm watching the breath and something else comes. Should I still watch the breath? The answer is no. You take that object and be mindful of that object. Just like you are mindful of the breath, in the same way, be mindful of that object. What another object comes? Okay, throw this object and take that object and be mindful about it. Let's say somebody comes to my home and she's a female. Be aware of that object. And there's no need for breath. Now, my object of contemplation is that female who has come home. So I need to be watching the nose, I need to be watching the mouth, I need to be watching the teeth. In that way, I am doing dhatu, vibhanga. So I'm dividing that into 5 parts. So then the kama, chanda and vyapada will not be there. What if I'm not able to do it? That means the sati is not there. Why the sati is not there? Because kama, chanda is there. So what should I do to remove kama, chanda? I need to practice particular manasikara pabba. I'm getting angry. For anger, you need to work out on metta. So first you have to be compassionate with yourself, not others. First we have to be compassionate with ourselves. What I am feeling sleepy, do a walking meditation. Don't sit, because the stomach is filled up and due to that reason the sleep is going to be there. What if I am feeling very sluggish, not interested in doing anything? Listen to some Dhamma talks or listen to some Gatha or something like that. What if I am very restless? Watch the breath. Watching the breath also, I'm very much restless. Then watch the stomach going up and down. What if I am getting a lot of remorse feeling? I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. Have faith in Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Just keep on looking at Jina Panjara. Establish the Jina Panjara and the remorseness will go away. What if I am having doubt whether this system will work or not? Assure yourself that you will see something in 63 days and that is there in the sutta, and hence we are going to do it. Not the 63 days there in the sutta, but the Kayanupassana and all that is there in the sutta. So you are going by that and you believe in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, and hence you should be able to practice it. So the 5 hindrances are taken care in this way. What if I don't have sila? I don't know whether I have sila or no sila. First watch what is happening. If I am telling lies, if I am slandering, if I am doing all of that, it means that knowingly or unknowingly I am breaking the sila. So the first thing I need to do is to samadhi on the sila. So for that I need to look at Duccharita Vipaka Sutta and establish the sila. Then the sati will automatically happen. Okay, so that's it. A very short and concise is what I think I've done. Okay, so shall we end then? If not, any questions or any suggestions or anything? Yes, Alankar, go ahead.
Just to confirm this, the sila is basically those, right? 4 of
5.
speech, 3 of mind.
No, sila is the morality, 5 of them. Panatipata, Adinnadana, Kameshu Michachara, like that. Or the 10 immoral deeds, which is there in the Chunda Sutta, Anguttara Nikaya 10.176.
The 10 would be of body, speech, and mind, right?
Yes, body,
The
speech,
same.
and mind. Yes, correct.
Hmm.
You need to observe which one you are breaking
Hmm.
and accordingly do that. Done? Okay, so we will end then. Okay, good day everyone, and let us practice it. Today you practice taking the breath, taking whatever you want, but don't break it. For next 9 weeks, don't change the object. Now, when I say don't change the object, it means that whenever you are observing, whenever you are free, you watch the breath. But whenever an object comes, observe the object. Don't worry about the breath. So, like I gave an example, somebody has come to my home, I can't be watching breath. I need to be watching that person. When I am watching the person, I need to use Dhatu Vibhanga. Because the person is 6 dhatus. So the easy way is the nose, the hole of the nose. Everybody has a hole in the nose. Everybody has this big mouth, space. That's all. Nothing more than that. Try doing it as much as possible, and let's evaluate how we have performed tomorrow. We'll have 10 minutes discussion and then we'll do the meditation. Then day for tomorrow, again 10 minutes we'll discuss and we'll take a sutta. Okay, good day everyone, and there is no Aryu, so I don't have to say good night. Yes, Ashutosh, go ahead.
No, sir, no questions.
No questions.
Yes, I wanted to say good day to all of them.
Okay, bye. Bye, good day to
Thank
everyone.
you, everyone, and thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
Last day,
Yeah, sure.
Bye bye.
Thank you, bye.
Bye bye.